The real NASCAR Creator Series is here. Hello everybody and welcome to my debut in STREAMCAR from Daytona, where we had 80 laps of racing where myself and other NASCAR creators hit the track, 13 of us to be specific. You will see more creators throughout the season as they come and go, like Michael Marutz, Jeff Favignano, my favorite YouTuber actually, is going to be joining us. That's super exciting. We didn't have all of everybody here tonight for Daytona. I have absolutely no idea why, but I took part in the opening race. I'm going to be aiming to be a part of every single race throughout the season, and I am really looking forward to this here as we kick off this Creator League. Now that I just want to give a huge shout out to Clable, Murph Turn 2. Those are the two guys that have really put everything into making this happen, getting all of us creators together and actually making a fun little product here. As we've got 80 laps of racing. We are doing stage racing as well. There's no playoffs in this league. There's 15 races and winner take all at the end of the season, whoever scores the most points. So as you guys know now with stages, every single point is so important, and we're going to be after all of them here as we kick things off from this Daytona season opener. This is also a cool opportunity for me to get to actually meet and actually get to know some other NASCAR creators, because I personally don't watch any NASCAR content really on YouTube at all, and real NASCAR content or video game content. It just doesn't really interest me. I like making it, but I don't like watching it, so I don't really pay attention. So yeah, I'm usually spend time watching like F1 or like any Austin. He's like a goated YouTuber, or Jeff Favignano, so he'll be like the only NASCAR content that I watch. But we yeah, are gonna get to use this season to get to know a lot of people here now. As Clable, we're gonna pass him. He's actually below the yellow line now, as we were running this race on relaxed cautions, so that is going to be something that kind of became an issue, and we're going to run strict cautions going forward beyond this, because we learned pretty quickly that relaxed cautions are like super relaxed, and we thought that we're going to be a little bit less relaxed than they actually were. But the super speedway racing in multiplayer, it's actually when you get a group of creators together like this, you can actually have a lot of fun, because people kind of know how to hold a line, they know how to race respectfully, they're not just knocking each other out of the way into the wall, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Now the bump drafting in multiplayer in NASCAR 25 on super speedways is it's pretty well broken. It doesn't work very well, so you can't really bump draft. What you have to do is this: you have to come up on a car with a big run, and you just got to smash them in the bumper, and you got to do that over and over again to try and actually generate momentum. So if you're actually just leaning on a guy's bumper, it's not going to work, as we actually just about get turned right there on the exit of turn 4. Only just over 15 laps of racing here in stage 1, 17 laps to be exact, and I was using stage 1 to kind of get a feel of, first of all, the way everybody races around me, you know, these other creators, how are they going to race, and on top of that, I was trying to get a feel for the way the draft is going to work and the momentum shifts and whatnot, because I haven't been able to get a feel for that in normal multiplayer, because super speedways are just a crash fest, so this was completely new to me. And yeah, like I said, I was just trying to get a feel for everything as quickly as I possibly could, and I got D. Gooden actually coming up here behind us in the number 21. Also, key to note, there is no yellow line rule here, so you can pass below the double yellow on these super speedways now, so that's something that you can utilize as a tool if you want. But you can see me, I mean, I'm just kind of going where you know, the momentum might be trying to kind of build up, and also trying to go where there's not a lot of cars. I myself, and I'm guilty of this in league racing on iRacing. If you guys have been watching my live streams in the past, you know I'm very guilty of, I really hate riding in a line on super speedways. I have to be going, and now we've actually got a bit of a crash on the exit of turn 2. That's Murph and Commander in the 12 and 17. They actually save it. Murph gets back on the track, and so did Commander. I'm not sure. I don't think Commander held on to the draft, but next thing you know, we come to lap 9 of 17. We've got ourselves up here in P2, having a nice little run behind the number 8 of Connor, as we are just, yeah, we're just kind of, like I said, getting a feel for everything now, as D. Gooden gets a nice run on the outside. He goes to the lead. They actually wrecked again behind us there. The 70 goes around now, and no caution, so that's where we're finding out right off the bat. Yeah, definitely need to go to strict cautions going forward here, as I'm pushing the 8 of Connor Cummins to the front of this field, past Dylan Gooden here down the front straightaway. So we'll get ourselves back up front. But yeah, like I said earlier, you know, the momentum is kind of always shifting. The energy, it changes on the fly. So your position is always shuffling. And I realized immediately this race is going to simply come down to one thing. Well, I know, so I take that back. 2 things. Number 1, avoid a crash probably on the last lap, and number 2, you're simply just trying to be in position to get the slingshot, the big draft coming out of turn 4 down to the start finish line. That's how you're going to win this race as we continue behind the 21 of Dylan Gooden. So your positioning with like 2 laps to go is or even coming to the final lap, your position coming to the white flag is what's going to win you the race. It's not going to be, you know, the moves they're making, of course, are going to be important, but, you know, you got to position yourself early on to make sure you're in a good spot now, as we're behind the 56 of What If Racing there, as they got the 64 pickle machine there. It's actually DJ Yee in that very colorful combo now, and that number 64 now, as we are 3 wide racing on the outside here into turn number 3. We're coming up to the final couple of laps at this point. We come to the final lap, and we actually got a lap car here of NASCAR in the 46 as we exit turn 4, and we were going for the stage win, but D. Gooden, he got handed the stage win right here, with the 46 being in the way of the front runners. So I actually get hit there up the track, and we end up P5. So Dylan Gooden takes the stage win, and we end up P5. Overall, pretty solid start to STREAMCAR Stage 1 of the opening round here in Daytona. So we're going to take 4 tires and fuel, and we'll get ready for the second stage at this point. It is important to note, by the way, I'm not going to do videos on every race. I only did one for this one in Daytona because I couldn't stream, because I actually had to race this race on a hotspot because my fiber line actually got cut. So I had to hotspot it up, and I tried to stream. It couldn't take it as expected, so I just said, okay, I'll record this. But from now on, as long as my internet's working, which as you can tell it is right now, I will be just live streaming these races at Friday evenings. I'll be going live about 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. The races start just after 8 p.m. And yeah, check out the channel every Friday night because we'll be streaming them. Now as we actually go to a bit of actually Discord call commentary, so you can kind of hear all the creators together. Now is big crash behind us. That's surely going to be a caution, you would expect, even on relaxed yellows. Waiting. No caution. There it is. Okay, caution does come out, and we'll get ready here to go for a restart. Now, 30 laps of racing in Stage 2, significantly longer than we had in Stage number 1. So, we can, however, make it to the end of the stage on feel. So, there is no pit stop necessary as D. Gooden in that Wood Brothers number 21 continues to lead the way as we are back underway from road to P3 now, and that 21 car looking pretty sporty here this weekend in Daytona now as we kick things off back on lap 5. We've got the 17 behind us of Commander. I ran a custom car because I felt like in a creator league, yeah, I mean, I wanted to have a custom car. So there is a rule, basically, you don't have to run the same car all season. So if someone doesn't take the 99, for example, one week, I can run that car, and then someone else can run it the week after. But I'm going to be sticking with the number 85 Sunoco Chevrolet. I didn't really look at the car in the race, but you should see it at least in the thumbnail. But yeah, you see me going for a move right here. I don't really like just riding, like I said. I like to try and make things happen and go for moves, and you know, if it doesn't work, it is what it is. Like I said earlier, kind of go with the same kind of mentality in iRacing, league racing. That kind of hurts me quite often. I've won some super speedway races in league racing, but I feel like these are my weakest types of tracks just because of my, you know, lack of ability to be patient enough to just wait. Now it's just, for me, it's a boredom thing as they are crashing in the back. The 17 of Commander's gone around all on his own, but no caution. We do stay green for now as I ended up getting put 3 wide here in the middle briefly now, as we only had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars up here in the main group after everything kind of got sorted out. So at this point in time, yeah, it's going to be pretty straightforward of a race for the final 23 laps. Now, a few drivers might be able to work together to get themselves back up here into the conversation. I love it when I push but yeah, I mean, it's probably going to just remain us 6 drivers going for the stage win. It is so crucial to just make sure you're up front, because there's always an incident coming, it seems like, and if you're in the back part of the field, like 7th, 8th, 9th, you're gonna get screwed over and you're gonna like lose the draft here. So I was doing everything I could on the early laps to just kind of make sure I remain in that top 4 or 5, and I felt pretty safe at that point. Now as you see me making some moves there to the inside of Clable, to the back of Murph now as he's pushing the 21 of D Gooden, as well. What If Racing in the 56 there up front. We got a couple of Bass Pro Shops cars now as Gooden would lose the lead, and then he jumps back in onto my front bumper. Then I actually jumped down to the inside. I'm like, don't mind if I come through here. How about the 12 of Murph leading? Not for long now. Do I dare go 3 wide? I actually decide to jump to the inside, not on purpose. So you notice I drove into the back of the 12 right there. So for some reason, when I drove into the back of him, the reason I hit him was not because I wanted to. It's because my wheel had suddenly not turned at all. The input was non-existent. So I was turning left to try and go 3 wide for the lead. The wheel didn't do anything. And then when it reconnected, it jolted me to the inside because I was turning left. So that was something that caught me off guard. And the only thing I can think of is maybe the game stopped registering my wheel. I'm not sure. But that was a little bit concerning to have happen in stage 2, because as I'm actually just about getting turned by the 17 through turn 4, he is a lap down, by the way, at this point, Commander is. But it was a bit concerning having that happen. I'm like, well, what if that happens again in a corner, or if I'm like right up front and in a corner? That would be a bit of a nightmare in worst case scenario for not only me, but for the pack of cars around me, because damage is on. We are racing with damage. That's another thing to keep in mind. So if we do pick up damage, and then what if we don't get a caution? We could find ourselves, out of the draft and with a slower car. Therefore, we're not going to have a chance to really do anything. At this point, though, the racing, we're having a lot of fun here with 6 drivers up front, and actually make that 7 with Commander in, of course, a lap down position. We're all just kind of sharing the lead, taking momentum, going back and forth. These two come together actually in front of me, but yeah, I mean, there's just so much back and forth on momentum, and it's honestly a lot of fun. The bump drafting is not great, but outside of that, the super speedway racing is actually so much fun with the draft and, kind of controlling it and going all over the place. I say control. You can't really control the draft in multiplayer, because the runs, as you can see, as I go to the lead, the runs are just too big to control. As you can see, D Gooden actually blocking below the double yellow line on Murph to make sure he can't pass him there. Certainly an interesting strategy, but it's working. It's got him still out in front now, as we just kind of continue to go all over the place here. Now, we were all very much in good fun, just going back and forth and kind of screwing around here at this point now, as we know the way the super speedway racing is I go for a 3 wide move through the middle. The way it is, it all comes down to really just the final lap. So you're just kind of killing time from lap 1 to 30. When you can't control a draft, it makes everything, like I said, just a time killer in between. Now is actually get put in the wall right there. The 21 and the 17 come together, and look at those guys going at it up there. Now chaos. The 17's wrecking the 12s all over the place. We've got trouble down through the tri-oval. I jump to the inside. We make contact with the 70 nearly into the pit lane. That would have ended my chances. Somehow we come out of it alive. No caution because of the relaxed yellows, and now we've got a 5-horse race with 4 laps to go here in stage 2 to bring it home now, as we head down to 3 to go at this point, and I'm doing one quick test to see how much momentum I can carry right here. And right here I learned what I needed to learn to win the stage. So as we cut down in front of the 21, we take the lead, but I don't want to be leading. 2 to go. I decide I'm going to pull out a line. I said I do not want to be leading this race right now, because if I want to win the stage, that's not how I'm going to win it. So I let all these guys go, coming to the final lap, and what I am doing, and same for Clable in the 19 behind me, is I'm getting up to the back to 21. I don't want to be close to him. I pull out a line. I'm saying, okay, I'm going to kill my time, kill my speed. So down the back straightaway on the final lap, I have a big gap to the 3 in front of us, who are 3 wide for the lead of the stage win, and I'm going to get a huge run with help from Clable behind. I'm going to swing to the outside 3 wide with the momentum, and can we clear the 21? This only works if we clear these guys, and it's going to be close. close. We still got momentum, and there we go. Out of turn 4, we clear the 21 of Dylan Gooden, and they're going to scrap behind us. We've already got the stage 1. They can't get to us as we come through the tri-oval, and that was beautiful. We take the first position here in stage 2. We gain 10 points to our season. Include that with stage 1 with P5. That's 16 points to kick off the first 2 stages on the season. Not the most, because Dylan actually got the first stage win, and he's P2 there. He's already picked up 19 points in this race, but boy, does this set us up well here, as actually Connor Cummins takes the lead because he forgot to pit after the stage, so that's going to put him off strategy as we'll restart in P2 with the 56 of What If Racing there lined up behind us now, and we have got just over 30 laps to go, 33 laps of racing to go here in the final stage. Everybody is brought back together, and now it's game on. As always, I don't really care about outcomes of super speedway races. Of course, I want to win them, so that's our goal here, but I'm never worried about where I finish in a super speedway race. I always look at the real racing begins next week, and that's actually at Homestead, Miami in the Xfinity Series car. We are running different series at different tracks. We're going to be running truck series as well, and yeah, we're going to be running all the series, which is going to be really exciting. But Xfinity at Miami is a combo I'm really looking forward to. I know a lot of people love that combo, so a lot of the drivers in this league are excited for next week, including myself. I should say this week now, in just a few days time. This video is going to be going out on Tuesday, I think, so yeah, only a few days until the next race now, as Connor Cummins does come into the pit lane in that number 8. I think he did. Did he miss? I couldn't tell, but nonetheless, big shot to the back of the 19 of Calable right there, just trying to build up that momentum. Here comes DJ EJ in the 64 pickle machine again through the middle, splitting it now as we got Nassauck in the 46 up the inside now on the exit of turn 2. I know he was playing on a controller. He was struggling to hold a line, so I was a little bit kind of cautious around him, but he was doing an alright job nonetheless, and he's gotten himself now up here into the mix of things, into the top 5 at this point now, so he's putting a decent run together here in this final stage now as we continue behind the 56 of One If. Actually, my car went inside of him. I just morphed inside him, so what if you thought I knocked you out of the way on when that happened, that was not what I was trying to do. I apologize right now, as we are now 3 wide in the middle on the exit of turn 2, jumping back down in front of Clable, gonna give a big shot to What If here down the back straightaway, and we would continue actually lined up with this 56 here now with less than 30 laps to go. DJ EJ up here in the mix. Commander's back on the lead lap. He's in the mix in the 17 as well, as I'm just trying to hang on as we straight line into turn 1. The wheel disconnected again, and as we get back a hold of it now, I've completely crashed an innocent bystander and no caution, and we stay green. The worst case scenario ends up happening up front. Wheel disconnect. I wouldn't say disconnect. The wheel never disconnected, but it just stopped registering in the game. The input just stopped. And I just, for whatever reason, what I had to do to fix it was I had to click, basically, literally clicking any button on the wheel. It was like I was tabbing out of the game, because as soon as I would click a button on the wheel, it would be fine again. So it was really, really strange, but that just killed our race. So we are back here in P9. I've got help here from LE Productions, actually, as we're running down Murph. So this is going to turn into a 3-driver trio right here, as the top 7 are all in the main pack battling away. I have damage. I've got barely any speed. So as we come to lap 60, we got just over 20 laps to go, and yeah, I mean, we basically have no hope at this point now. So it's myself, Murph, and LE Productions here just kind of together, and we were hoping for a caution, obviously. Now, we're not going to be going out here and intentionally bringing out a caution. However, I mean, if the opportunity arises, you know, I mean, I'm not going to be against getting in a crash at this point, just trying to get a yellow. And as we come to lap 69, I am right on the back of the 12 of Murph, and actually right here, yeah, I made a bit of a mistake, and we all start crashing into turn number 3. The 12's going around. Ellie joins in. I'm like, well, if he's joining in, I'm not going to really try to avoid it either at this point, and the caution comes out. This is a league about having fun. We are all just having a good time. So, yeah, don't recommend that happening, as, yeah, I mean, my mistake just kind of turned into an opportunity for Ellie to join in, and I said, you know what, I'm going to join in at this point as well. And we got the caution we needed. I am sorry, Murph, for turning you down the back straightaway. That was not my intention. I was just going to ride it out to the end there, as we are all going to come into the pits. For the most part, a few drivers do stay out. So we're P11 on the restart now at this point, and we've gotten repairs, and now we are deeper in the field than we have been pretty well all race, and we got 8 laps to go. So there's still plenty of time here on the board. As long as we don't get caught up in a crash, we can easily get back up there. So I wasn't really too concerned about that now, as we are going to just stay just kind of planted here on this inside line right to the back of the 70 now, and they're trying to get a little bit wild up there on the top. That's the 46 now, as thought they were about to crash there with him in the 12, but they hang on to it. So we continue on now, crashing down the back straightaway. Multiple cars there. What if's involved? Another car as well. Caution is out. My AI car losing its mind. We were up to P6 at the time of the caution. We'll get ready for a restart with Dylan Gooden and Clable on the front row as we go for what's probably going to be, I think, 4 or 5 laps to go in this race once we take the green flag. And here we go now. From row 3, behind the Advanced Auto Parts number 12 Ford Mustang there of Murph turn 2. It's in fact 5 laps to go in this race, so, you know, still plenty of time for things to kind of happen here. I'm just trying to keep myself in a good spot at this point now. I'm in a spot where I'm pretty content with, of like, okay, we can maybe make something happen, but we know the racing's going to get very different very quick. I mean, the 17 just nearly left hook there, the 12 in the middle of 1 and 2, but fortunately, we all keep things under control now. We got DJ EJ up here as well, the 70 of Vogue's up there, as well as the 94. Here comes Ellie Productions into the conversation. Clable's there to my right side now, as Dylan Gooden still controls the pace into turn number 3, now coming to just 4 laps to go in this race here from this season opening round here from Daytona in the STREAMCAR series, as we're just kind of biding our time now. I got really nowhere to go. I mean, I can go below the WLO line if I want to, but I don't really want to. So just kind of waiting for things to happen now. Here we go. A bit of momentum on the inside. We're going to get past DJ and there as well. The 70 on the top, it kind of has no help. So that's going to allow me to get into P4. And P4 was where we were on the final lap of stage 2 when we won that stage. So I wasn't totally against being in 4th. Now, we don't have the same luxury that we did in stage 2, right? We can't really lay back too much. And as we came through to the final lap, we were P5 when we had actually laid back a little bit here, as we had some space between the cars behind myself and in front of us. But here comes What If Racing on this final lap, and Clable to my outside. Murph turn 2 takes the lead. Dylan Gooden there to the outside. Now we are kind of have our bed made. We're trapped on the bottom, and the only thing I can really do is push forward now. Commander leaves the inside open. Hold on. Here comes the 12. I'm going for it now. He's getting turned to the outside. I leave plenty of room. Nearly collected in a crash, and that kills our momentum, which thought for a second we might go to lead the 12, or 21 blocks the 12 down to the apron now. And at this point, I'm committed to the 12's back bumper, and we're going to try and push Murph on the exit of turn 4 to the win. And unfortunately, the bump drafting just doesn't work. Coming to the checkered, it's going to be Dylan Gooden winning in Daytona. We end up P4 behind the 12 of Murph and the 8 of Connor Cummins, and an overall pretty solid start to STREAMCAR. And looking forward though to getting to some actual normal tracks going into Miami and the Xfinity car, but that was still a fun race nonetheless. And yeah, we'll take P4. We picked up a stage win. I think we picked up the second most points behind Dylan, so overall a good start to the season, a season that has no chase or playoffs, so it's all going to be about consistency versus winning. So that's kind of my focus, is just, you know, getting consistent results here in the top 5, and if we can do that, I'll be pretty happy. But a really fun season opener, and I'm looking forward to racing with these guys going forward, and as well as seeing other creators join us like Joey Stone and Michael Marutz, those guys as well, Jeff Fabiano, and I can't wait to be on the track with those guys going forward as well. So that does it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in Miami Friday evening. Have a great day.